In this section, we continue on how pipelines are built with steps 29 to 35.
Backfilling. After the pipe is lowered into the trench and accepted, the trench is backfilled. Backfilling protects the pipeline and restores the trench area. The work may include placing selected material around the pipe, replacing subsoil and topsoil in the proper sequence, compacting where required, restoring drainage, and controlling erosion. Backfilling must avoid damaging the pipe coating or placing unsuitable material directly against the pipeline. In some areas, ditch breakers, erosion controls, markers, or warning systems may also be installed. Backfilling is not simply covering the pipe. It is part of the long-term protection and stability of the pipeline system. Hydrostatic testing. Before the pipeline can enter service, it must be tested, and one of the most important tests is the hydrostatic test. In this process, a section of pipeline is filled with water and pressurized to verify strength and integrity. The test requires pumps, test headers, gauges, water supply, environmental controls, dewatering plans, drying procedures, and careful documentation. Hydrostatic testing confirms that the installed pipeline can safely withstand required pressure conditions. It also creates records for the final turnover package. Testing is a major milestone because it demonstrates that construction quality, welding, materials, and installation have come together into a safe pressure system. Commissioning. Commissioning prepares the pipeline for operation. This may include cleaning, gauging, drying, final tie-ins, valve checks, instrumentation checks, control system verification, communication checks, safety system testing, and operational readiness reviews. Commissioning brings construction, engineering, operations, quality, safety, and documentation together. The objective is to confirm that the pipeline is ready to operate safely and reliably. For liquid pipelines, gas pipelines, and product pipelines, commissioning requirements may differ, but the principle is the same. The project must transition from construction to operation in a controlled and documented manner, because commissioning is where the asset becomes an operating system. Cleanup. After major construction activities are complete, the project moves into cleanup. Cleanup includes removing temporary materials, construction debris, waste, surplus supplies, unused equipment, temporary facilities, and construction impacts along the right-of-way. Access areas, stockpile locations, laydown yards, and staging areas must also be cleaned, demobilized, and returned as required. Salvage hauling, waste disposal, equipment return, rental closeout, and yard cleanup are all part of this work. Cleanup prepares the project for restoration and final closeout, while reducing safety, environmental, and landowner concerns. A project is not finished simply because the pipe is installed. The construction footprint must also be responsibly cleared. Restoration and revegetation. Restoration returns the land to the required condition after construction. This may include replacing topsoil, regrading disturbed areas, restoring drainage, repairing fences, stabilizing slopes, controlling erosion, reseeding, revegetation, and removing temporary access where required. Environmental commitments, landowner agreements, permit conditions, and regulatory requirements guide this work. Revegetation may be performed by specialized subcontractors, especially where native vegetation, erosion control, or sensitive environmental areas are involved. Restoration is an important part of project responsibility because it shows that the pipeline was not only constructed, but that the land impact was addressed and closed properly. Final documentation and commercial closeout. A pipeline project is not truly complete until the documentation and commercial closeout are complete. Final documentation may include as-built drawings, weld records, inspection reports, test records, hydrostatic test packages, coating records, permit closure, environmental records, material records, and turnover packages. Commercial closeout includes final cost reporting, contract closure, vendor closeout, change order resolution, claims support, invoice reconciliation, and lessons learned. This stage protects the owner, contractor, operators, and future maintenance teams. The pipeline may already be in the ground, but the records prove what was built, how it was tested, and what obligations remain. Closeout turns field execution into a complete project record. Operations and maintenance handover. The final stage is handover to operations and maintenance. The pipeline asset is transferred from the project team to the operating team, along with operating manuals, safety records, inspection data, test results, as-built drawings, valve information, control system records, spare parts, maintenance requirements, supplier warranties, and integrity management information. The operations team must understand the system they are receiving, including how it was built, tested, commissioned, documented, and prepared for service. A good handover supports safe operation, future maintenance, regulatory compliance, and long-term asset integrity. At this stage, the project becomes part of the operating infrastructure.